Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Bradley Thompson here, and this is episode 34 of the Living the Canadian Dream podcast. We are back with another episode. Just another day. In the shoes of Bradley Thompson. Flexing on them haters right now. That's what's happening. Flexing on them haters. This chair keeps squeaking, and I don't know why I get upset at guests sometimes, but I shouldn't because it's the chair's fault. Sometimes I think it's just like the guest moving around way too much. No, it's definitely the chair. It's squeaking. I'm not even moving, and it's squeaking. This is an issue. This is going to be an issue. I haven't done a solo podcast in a long time, so this is new. This is a revamp, okay? I'm rebranding right now. No, I just wanted to talk about some stuff, and I didn't have a guest this week because I've just been super busy. So let's just do it. Let's just do a solo pod. Instagram's been down the entire day, which is frustrating. Same with Facebook. There's been a lot of like cyber attacks going on. I think it was Cloudflare that had like a huge cyber attack against them yesterday. So if you're not into computers, it doesn't matter, but just know that your social media has been down and probably some of your favorite websites have been down because of cyber attack. That's just how it goes, okay? Starting off strong because I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted today. I did my first duathlon a few weeks ago, and I wanted to talk about that. That's why I wanted to do this podcast today. I wanted to talk about what happened with the duathlon, what a duathlon is, and, what's next? What's next in my life? My phone is ringing off the hook right now, but it's all good. I'm tuned in. I'm dialed in right now. So, I did a duathlon, my first one, sprint duathlon, a few weeks ago in, where was it? It was in Guelph. I don't know why I was thinking Milton, but it's in Guelph. It was in Guelph. It was the Subaru Triathlon Series. Try saying that one fast. Subaru Triathlon Series. It's pretty good. But yeah, it was a sprint duathlon. It was a 2K run, 19K bike ride, and a 5K run. That was the breakdown of it. It was a sprint because it's a lot shorter than, endurance events. How long endurance events usually are for like triathlons, duathlons, and stuff like that. Like the Olympic duathlon is like, 10K, 50K bike, and then like 5K. It's aggressive, okay? So this was my first one, so did the sprint, and it went really well. Leading up to the event, though, I had a knee injury like 2 weeks before the event, and just how those things go. Definitely an overuse injury, like because I was putting in the miles. I can't even talk. I'm so tired right now. I'm so tired. But I want to give you guys a breakdown of what happened in my life, okay? So bear with me. So 2 weeks before the event, got a knee injury. I've been nursing it since then. It's been weeks now. It's just been sucking. I don't know what the tendon or ligament is that's injured. I know it's not torn because I can walk. So I know that. I don't know how to fix it. I'll tell you guys sort of what my recovery plan has been trying to fix this injury. I'll break that down in a sec, but I want to talk about the event. So yeah, I was going into the event with a knee injury. Doesn't help the situation because, in a race atmosphere, it's just going to make it worse. There's no way around it. Race atmosphere, gonna make it worse. Because you're pushing yourself. That's just how races work, right? And it's funny, when I went to that race, I was just like, okay, it's my first one. I'm going to take it easy and just enjoy it. Enjoy it as much as I can because obviously it's going to be painful. And it's funny, right before the event, they were getting everybody ready on the start lines. And 30 seconds before, I'm just like, I'm not gonna race. Let's go. So I go straight to the front of the line and get ready to race. Right when they hit the gun, I'm out of the gate with the best of them. Obviously, they start pulling away because they're super fast. Team Canada guys, rockets. But yeah, I was going into it saying like, oh, I'm going to take it easy. It's my first one. Oh, and plus I have a knee injury. I'm going to take it easy. That didn't happen at all. I went all out. Just who I am. This is who I am as a person. I am competitive, and when it comes to races, I want to, do my best. So that's what I did. I really should have worn my knee brace throughout that entire race because I definitely made it worse. It's one of those things. I should have worn my knee brace. I regret it, but that's life. That's life. I had to stop actually throughout in the middle of the race to just stretch my knee. It was just killing. It's like I don't even know. I think it's called the LCL or something like that. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a kinesiologist. I actually texted my friend the other day, and I was just like, yo, I need your help. What are some stretches? And she wasn't having it. And I don't blame her. She's just like, that's not even the type of work I do. I'm just like, oh, I thought all doctors are the same. I'm an idiot. But yeah, the race was really good. The first run, the 2K run, I was doing really well. I think I finished like 18th, which was good. And then the end of the bike ride, I lost a bunch of places. That's where I lost all my places, was that bike ride. People were flying. People were all on triathlon bikes, just aerodynamic crazy, absolutely insane, just beast. Like I'm going like my average speed was like 27 point something on the bike, which isn't that fast, and people were flying by me. Insane, man, insane. Like I could hear them coming up, like, and then they're just gone. It's wild. Some of them sound like motorcycles because I guess the carbon wheels. It's just, they are monsters. So that's where I lost a lot of my time. And then the final run was very painful. That's when I stopped to stretch my knee, and I only lost I think one spot on that final run, but I finished strong. My times were pretty goddamn good, I think. I don't even have them here. I wish. Oh, actually, I might actually have them here. Let me get you the times, okay? If you guys are into this stuff, then you're into this. If you're not, this is what I'm going to be talking about this podcast, so whatever. So my split for the 2 kilometer run was 4 minutes and 51 seconds per kilometer. So in total, I had 9 minutes and 43 seconds. That was a fast pace for me, especially at the start of the race. It's just like, I probably shouldn't have gone out that hard, but whatever. My split for the cycling portion of the event was 41 minutes and 4 seconds. So 27.76 kilometers an hour. Not bad. Oh, wait, kilometers. Yeah, per hour. And then my final run, which was the 5K, was 25 minutes and 13 seconds, which was a pace of 5 minutes and 2 seconds, which was fast as well. Well, I consider it fast, especially after like a long ride, you know what I mean? So it was good. Like my transitions were killer. That's one of the coolest things with duathlons and triathlons is that you have transitions in the actual race. So we have to switch from your running shoes to your biking shoes, put on your helmet, grab your bike, and go. And then when you get back from the bike ride, you have to take off your helmet, hang your bike up, and then switch back to your running shoes and grab your hat or sunglasses, that sort of stuff. And my transitions were amazing. Well, I think they were amazing because it's my first triathlon, and I didn't do a flying mount, which is like a type of transition style where you basically elastic your shoes into the actual bike. So you're running barefoot, and then you just hop on your bike as it's rolling and then slide your feet into the shoes. I I practiced it a lot. Didn't end up doing it because I was just like, the problem is with that is if I miss the flying mount, like by putting my shoes, I'm going to have an issue and I'm going to have to stop. So maybe saving 5 seconds as compared to actually putting on my shoes, and I know I'll be able to obviously get my feet into the pedals. It's just a safer way of doing it, and that's why I did that. But yeah, my transition one time was 1 minute and 27 seconds. That was transitioning from my running shoes into my bike equipment. So that time starts when you enter the transition zone, and then it ends when you leave. So very fast time. A lot of people that were like at the top were, 1 minute. And then my second transition was faster, which was 1 minute and 13 seconds, which makes sense because take off your helmet and you're just switching your shoes. And I basically already have my shoes off before I even get to the transition station, because you have to dismount your bike before you get into the transition station, and you can't get on your bike until you leave the transition station. So there's barefoot running there, running in socks. That's what I did. So yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, that was dope. I'm super excited about that. Like, I'm still happy about that transition. I practice it. You have to practice transitions. That's like the one thing that people that have done triathlons and duathlons always recommend is practicing transitions. And I got to tell you, it paid off. Paid off a lot, because looking at some of the other people that probably didn't practice it, it's just like, yo, they were like 2 minutes in the transition zone. It's just like, yo, that's so slow, because those are minutes that you could, you could be passed by, 20 people in 2 minutes. That's how close these races are. So yeah. Yeah, so like it's crazy, because like even if I were to be like, say, a minute faster overall, like my ending time in this sprint duathlon was 1 hour, 18 minutes and 40 seconds. So if I was a minute quicker, I would have been pushed up like 10 spots in the rankings, which is crazy, because it's only a minute. You don't think a minute's that long, but in these time-based races, they're everything. And I really enjoyed the whole individual challenge aspect of the duathlon, because I've done many races in the past when I was in high school and even elementary school and stuff like that, where, you're racing against other people, cross-country races. You're racing against a large group of people for a long distance for obviously a young person, or for track and field where you're racing against 7 other people on the track, because there's 8 lanes. Come on, guys, let's get with the times. But yeah, like, it's so how you're doing in the race, so you might waste more energy, or you might burn out quicker because you're trying to keep up. Whereas with this sort of race, you don't know sort of how people are doing, because there's overall rankings and then there's age group rankings. Overall rankings are like men, women combined. So overall, I came 29th. And then for age group ranking, for my age group of 20 to 29, I came 4th. And here's the discrepancy with those times. So with those positions. So on race day, I finished the race and they were doing the award ceremony. At that point in time, it said I was 28th overall, men's and women's, out of, I forget how many people. Out of, how many people? 94 people. And then for my category, it says I was number 3. For my category. So I got a medal. And then I was looking a couple days after, and it appears that I guess somebody got disqualified and maybe they appealed it, so they got pushed back into their ranking, or something must have happened. And then they were in my age group, so now they were 3rd, and then it pushed me back 1 extra level to 29th. I don't know what happened there. It could have been like a disqualification, and then they could have like appealed it or something like that. I don't know. they were a lot faster, obviously. So maybe they got like, I don't know, points taken off for transition. It could be anything. I have no idea. But I talked to the announcer, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, you got it," because yeah, it was just one of those things. Like on the screen, like it says, I was third, and then I was 28th. So yeah, I came third, but I guess days later, I guess based on like if somebody appealed their disqualification or something must have happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know what to feel. That's the biggest thing. It's just like, oh, like it said I came third, but now it's saying I came fourth. Should I be happy that I came third, or should I be happy that should I be like surprised that I came fourth? I don't know. I think it's just honestly based on times, and I feel like probably somebody got disqualified because they weren't on the list before. And they probably appealed it because they needed the points for, their series races or something. I don't know. It could honestly be anything. I don't even know why I'm trying to think through it because I did well. So, yeah, that's my story. This is my story. But, yeah, so I came 28th and third overall. Super excited about that. Like, amazing. And even if it's 29th and fourth overall, that's amazing. I wasn't expecting to do that. I was honestly hoping to come like inside the 50 mark. I wanted to do like become 50th overall. I would have been fine with that. But this, to say that like I came like, in the top 30, like in my first one, and some of these guys are just beast. It was a very exciting thing. Very exciting thing. I actually got a lot of free swag too. They were giving away a lot of stuff, and I gotta tell you guys, this event was the most well organized event I've ever been to. When you arrive at the event, you're able to get your race number, all your your goodies, and your numbering, and your bibs and stuff like that, literally in 5 minutes. I've been to so many different like events where they're just so poorly organized. You never get anything. It takes an hour. It's an hour line here, an hour line there. Dude, this is just like bang, 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 and you got everything, and then you're just going to prep your stuff. Amazing. Amazing event. Subaru Triathlon Series. So I'm definitely going to do some more from them. They're just amazing. But I also got like a visor, got like a t-shirt for completing, obviously medals and stuff like that. But I also got like a race number belt, which I'm super excited about because I was planning on getting one of those, so now I don't have to get one. And if this doesn't mean anything to you guys, then whatever. It's dope. It's like the race number belt is basically like a belt, literally like a strap belt, where you can clip your race number to and then put like energy gels in it. That's it. But it's cool. And it's like $15 on Amazon. But this one's cooler, so yeah. I also got a license plate, which is cool because I put it on my car. I was just like, I do duathlons now, whatever. But yeah, it was a very good experience, and I'm planning to do another duathlon in a week and a half from now. A week and a half, I will be doing another duathlon, and I still have a knee injury. I'm crazy, I know. And this is who I am. This is who I am. I can't change myself. Honestly, I've been trying to rehab it, and I'm going to get into that, I promise, because it might give you some inspiration if you're suffering from like a knee injury or any of that stuff. I don't know. Or maybe you guys can give me some tips, straight up. But the next duathlon that I'm going to be doing is one for Multisport Canada, and it's in Gravenhurst. It's in like Muskoka area, Muskoka, Ontario. So like a couple hours away from Toronto. And it's going to be a goddamn hot race. I already know it. It's the Team Canada qualifier race. So that means it's just going to be so fast. But if I were to come first in my age group bracket, I would qualify for Team Canada, which is amazing. And obviously I know that like people are going to be insanely fast. So my goal isn't to do that. I just want to do well overall and, improve my time from last time. And, you never know what happens. You never know. You never know. Like, because some people, I noticed, they, especially for the Subaru one that I did, like a lot of the top people in the duathlon were actual triathletes. So they were just doing the duathlon just for fun. They're beast. I don't know how to explain that, but they're beast. And that just makes sense because, obviously triathletes are going to be monstrous. At duathlon, they already crushed two of the things. I don't know. And obviously the triathlon's a lot longer, so doing a sprint duathlon, it'll be like a joke for them. Just a way shorter distance. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Gravenhurst, July 14th. It's going to be lit. Hopefully my knee holds out. Because I cannot deal with this anymore. I'm getting too old for this. Too old for this. I've been actually crushing my recovery though. So I've been trying to recover with this knee injury. And I'm not one of those guys that just like sits down like, oh, I'm just not going to do anything. I just hope it gets better. No, I'm going to keep working out, keep trying to get fit while, doing exercises and stuff to try to improve my knee when I should probably just rest for like 3 weeks. But I'm not that kind of person, so we'll see. Basically, what I've been doing for like my recovery for my knee injury, as I told you before, I don't know what it is. It's at the back of my knee, the back right of my right knee. It's one of those ligaments. I think it's the LCL. I don't know. It hurts when I run, and that's the issue because there's a lot of running in duathlon. Half of the race is running. So the way that I've been trying to recover from this injury is through like obviously not really running. I just went for my first couple of runs this week. I took a little bit of time off. The injury still hurts, unfortunately. I recently bought shoe insoles to see if that would help the situation. Maybe it's an overpronation situation. So like I'm thinking maybe I do pronate a little bit because I guess I have a mid arch. If you're not into shoes or footwear, this might mean nothing to you, but I used to work at Sports Check in the footwear department, so I know a thing or two about pronation and supination. That's when it comes into play. It's facts. No, but seriously, I think I might pronate a little bit. So I got insoles, tried them out yesterday, didn't help. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know. I'm going to keep trying them. Maybe, over time, the situation will improve. But I've also been, icing it, trying to rest it, wearing compression braces for my knee. And I even got like a heavy duty knee brace. So I've been using that when I'm like riding and stuff like that, just to make sure it doesn't tweak it anymore. But I also tried out cryotherapy. Was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago. And that was a very interesting experience. So if you don't know what cryotherapy is, it's basically like an alt medicine, not even a medicine. It's just like an alt recovery tactic. A lot of professional athletes use it, MMA fighters and just boxers, all those people. And it does two things. It's supposed to help with like recovery from like workouts so that you can work out more. And two, it's to help with injuries. So that's what they say it's supposed to help with. And I noticed a huge difference from the time I went into cryo from the time I got out of cryo. So I could barely walk down the stairs, before I went to cryo. It was actually crazy because usually when I go on these like runs and stuff like that, I would experience pain for days after, and I could barely walk down the stairs until it's, I guess the pain subsides, and then I can injure my body again. I don't know why I do these things, guys. I don't get it. But yeah, so I could barely walk down the stairs, and then after I was like, okay. I was okay. So it's very interesting. I don't know. I want to try it again. I'm still skeptical about it because I still obviously have the issue, but it definitely helped for a few days. Although I wasn't running in those days, it helped recover for a few days. So I don't know. If you guys don't know what cryotherapy is, basically you go into this chamber and they pump nitrogen into the chamber, and like it looks like smoke. It looks like dry ice. And you're in there for 3 minutes, or if you can't handle 3 minutes, supposedly people can't handle 3 minutes soft, you're paying a lot of money, hold out the 3 minutes, okay? It's freezing cold. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's freezing cold, but you're paying a lot of money. Hold out the 3 minutes. One of the doctors or cryo experts, I don't know what you call them, he was saying that like a lot of people that do it, obviously because it's trendy, cryotherapy right now, same with like float tanks and stuff like that, he was saying that like some of these people, they stay in for like 30 seconds. $45 for 30 seconds is actually $60 if it isn't your first visit, so it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And he said that like some of these people stay in for 30 seconds and they can't handle it. I'm just like, yo, you gotta push through. You gotta push through. You can't. Why are you gonna waste so much money on the recovery when you're not even gonna do the actual recovery? Makes no sense. So 3 minutes in the chamber, you rotate every like 30 seconds. No, not every. It's not every 30 seconds. I guess it would be like every 45 seconds. And yeah, it's a very interesting experience. It's super cold. You can feel your abdomen. Oh my God. I can't even speak. You can feel your abs like tensing, your chest tensing when you're in there because it's so cold, and I guess your body's just reacting. Abdominals. That's what I was gonna say. Abdomen. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm not a doctor, so let's just make that clear. But yeah, you're in there. You can feel your body like tensing because I guess it's just reacting to the cold. And then by like the 2 minute mark, it feels like it's burning your skin. That's how cold it is. It's minus 145 degrees Celsius in there. So obviously it gradually goes up so you don't go into like hypothermia, or your body doesn't shock, but it definitely does shock. It gets shocked. It's a very interesting experience, and it feels like you've just, put like an ice pack over your entire body. And that's why a lot of athletes do it. It's because it only takes 3 minutes for cryotherapy because it's, super cold, but only for 3 minutes, as opposed to like ice baths, which like a lot of athletes do, but that takes a lot longer to reap the same benefits, supposedly. But it does seem to make sense based on my experience. You know what I mean? Because ice baths aren't as cold, and they probably don't shock the system the same way. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but yeah, I think I'm gonna try it again, see what it's like, and then go for a run the day after. That should work, hopefully. They say like if you have an injury, it takes a few sessions. So I don't know how true that is. It's still obviously a new thingamajig, okay? But I'm going to give it a try. I think I'm going to give it a try again and see if it helps, and go for a run the day after. Maybe do a brick workout the day after. A brick workout is basically like a run and bike right after each other, as if you're transitioning, or like a bike and run right after each other. So I don't know. We'll see. What else have I been doing? Oh, I've been doing a lot of foam rolling lately. I don't know if you guys are into that, but I really just got into it just for this injury. And I always get into foam rolling when I have injuries. I recently did it for like a back injury like a while ago. So I got into it from there, and then I got into it again for my knee. So I've been doing like some foam rolling, and it actually helps. It actually helps. I have like a standard foam roller, and then I have one of the smaller ones with like basically it looks like it has pegs in it. So I guess it's a lot harder on you. It's like a deep tissue massage, you know what I mean? So I've been using both of those, and especially for recovery, it definitely helps. So I'm going to keep trying to do it and see if it actually helps me improve like my knee injury. We'll see. I don't know. If you guys need a foam roller though, go to Dollarama. I got a small one that has like the pegs in it, literally for $3. It's like a travel one. It's perfect. I have like a standard one, obviously, but like for just if you need a foam roller and you want to try it out, does the job. It's perfect, and it'll get like the deep tissue and stuff like that. And that's the thing, like with some of those with some of these like recovery things like massaging and stuff like that, I'm all about like the deep tissue, because it gets like straight to the problem. I don't know if that's right, but I don't know. I just know I'm going to feel better the next day. You know what I mean? What else have I been doing? Oh, I've been doing a lot of stretching as well. Just a variety of stretching. And yeah, I don't know if it's been helping. To be honest, I don't know. But we'll see. I ordered actually resistance bands from Amazon today, because a lot of people were saying that you can strengthen your knees with resistance bands, and I'm going to try to do it. I'll try to do it like every day up until race day. Hopefully it helps. I don't know. I was watching some YouTube videos of like resistance band workouts, and I was seeing like, oh, I think they could actually help. Just like for subtle, resistance, just trying to build back up the strength in my knee. I don't know. Gonna keep trying stuff. That's just who I am. I'm all about experimenting and trying to find out the best way to do it, to be honest. This is who I am. Other than that, I don't even know what else I want to talk about. I'm doing Mud Hero in August. I don't know if you guys know what Mud Hero is, but it's basically an obstacle course race. So it's 10 kilometers, and every half a kilometer, there's an obstacle. Yeah, there's an obstacle, like every half a kilometer. There's over 25, so some of them, like some kilometers, are less or are more. There's more obstacles. I don't even know how to speak. I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. But yeah, some kilometers, there's more obstacles. But it's kind of like the Tough Mudder. So you do these crazy like military obstacles, like going up a wall, climbing a rope, literally climbing a rope. Submerging yourself into mud and like climbing underneath like a ceiling thing over the mud pit. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm doing that in August. That's gonna be dope. Literally doing it with friends, so we're just gonna jog it out, have fun, and get really muddy, because that's what this whole event is. It's literally called Mud Hero, and I think it'll be like good to like just do like an event like that, because it's not as high intensity as a race like a duathlon that I've been doing, because I do plan on doing more this summer. So that'll be like a good change. That'll be a nice change. And that's overall fitness. It's not just like running or biking. It's like jogging, and then physical fitness, being able to climb obstacles and going up like the Ninja Warrior, half pipe thing. It's crazy. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to do a book of the day and an app of the day, just to keep you guys entertained. Okay? Just to keep you guys entertained. And I'm losing my voice, I think. I read this book recently because I'm just trying to learn as much as I can about endurance sports with like duathlons and like even learning about triathlons. So when I'm ready to start swimming, I can learn. Tried swimming recently, lane swimming. It's very hard. I'm an okay swimmer, not a lane swimmer. Obviously not even near an open water swimmer. That's a totally different level. But I've been doing some swimming, and I only did it once. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And it was rough. It was rough. I would literally stop at the end of every lane and just wait. Meanwhile, there's other people just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, putting in laps. I'm literally doing one lap and I have to stop because I'm out of breath and I don't want to drown. Literally. Which is so crazy, eh? Like, it's crazy whenever you like try a new sport, like just in general, and you're just like, oh, this is a different type of cardio. I've never done this type of cardio ever. Or like you realize you're not fit in a certain way, and it's crazy. And obviously, probably 90% of my problem for swimming is that I don't know the technique. I literally just swim, and it's just no technique. Just no technique. So I got to work on that. So my goal is next year to do a triathlon. That's my goal. I need a solid year to train for swimming because I don't know how to swim properly. I can swim, but I don't know how to swim properly. And when it comes to open water swims, you got to be confident. And you got to be able to swim properly. You can't freak out. You got to be so confident. So yeah, that's the goal. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, book of the week is Finding Ultra by Rich Roll. Just read it. Amazing book. It's one of those books that's like in the same category as Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, which I've recommended before. Incredible book. Just like inspirational. He had a very problematic beginning of his life, and then just turned everything around and then just became this ultra athlete. So to give you guys a quick idea, he used to like be an alcoholic, but before that he was like a university swimmer and like just an amazing swimmer. And then he became an alcoholic and his life really went downhill, got divorced, and then like his life really hit rock bottom. And then he turned it around by finding ultra marathons and Ironmans. And this guy is a beast. He's doing ultra marathon runs, doing this thing called Epic 5, which him and his friend created, which is in Hawaii. And they do a triathlon every single day for 5 days. Absolutely insane. But it's not just a triathlon. It's an Ironman triathlon. It's absolutely insane. I was reading how long the entire race was for the 5 days that him and his friend Jason did this Epic 5 event. Ironman triathlon every single day. They traveled over 700 miles. I think it was like 750 miles or something. That's insane. That isn't kilometers. That's miles. And that's no airplane. That's no driving. That's running, swimming, and biking. And the person he did it with, supposedly, I think it was, he didn't have an arm. I don't know if it was a hand or an arm. I think it was an arm. So he did it without an arm. Can you imagine how good of a swimmer you have to be and how determined you have to be to do open water swimming every single day, Ironman open water swimming without one of your limbs? I can barely do a length with 2 arms. It's crazy. Just so inspiring. And I don't know if his friend Jason has a book, but that would be a really good book because that's just like, wow. I can't even imagine. Like, you are a beast. Rich is a beast. His friend an even bigger beast. It's crazy. So they're beast. I don't even know how to explain it other than that. But it's a very good book. He also talks about like training. He also talks about like habits, living a healthy lifestyle. He's vegan, but he just talks in general also about like living a healthy lifestyle, eating whole foods, all that sort of stuff. So it's all very good information, and it is a very interesting story, very inspiring story. And it's one of those stories that like if you're having a hard time in your life, you can read this one and it's just like there's hope. You know what I mean? Like he turned the franchise around. And now he's doing amazing things, and just crushing it. The guy's a beast. So check that out. Finding Ultra by Rich Roll. I think he has a podcast too. I haven't even checked it out yet. But I know he was on, I think it was Joe Rogan's podcast a long time ago. And I remember watching it, but I never got into his book. And I'm really happy I got into it. I've been, after that book, actually, I bought like 3 other ultra marathon books just because they're super inspiring. These guys are just beast. I can't even wrap my head around ultra marathons. If you guys don't know what ultra marathons are, it's basically like racing competitions that are like 100 miles. Or they have ones that are like 200 miles. Or they have ones that are 24-hour race. So you run for nonstop for 24 hours. It's insane. It's crazy. These guys are monsters. The app of the day this week is going to be one for intermittent fasting. If you ever wanted to try intermittent fasting, if you do intermittent fasting, sometimes it can be hard to remember when you should be fasting. And obviously you can set like an alarm. Kind of annoying. There's actual apps for, intermittent fasting now. That's like, it's that popular. So I've been intermittent fasting for a while now. Definitely. I don't even know. Probably close to 2 months. So I did it a while ago for like a month. And then I recently just started doing it again. So like 2 months ago, I guess. It was probably at least a month and a half ago. I would say probably 2 months. And I've been keeping on track and stuff like that. I was using a different app before. The app that I was using before was called Zero Fasting. But they only had set increments. So like the 16 and 8, the 8 and 16, and then all these different ones. And then they had custom ones. But the custom ones didn't work properly. Like I didn't like the notification, like the way that it gave notifications. So I started using this other one. It's called BodyFast, and you can make a custom fasting basically increment, and it'll actually give you notifications when you start your fast, when you end your fast, an hour before, and then obviously when it actually starts. And I found this one way better because it just works properly. Because if you don't want to do 16 and 8, the other one that I was using, the Zero Fast, I don't know. The user interface looks amazing, but the way that you put in the settings and stuff like that, it wasn't working properly for me. So I was just like, okay, I'm looking for something else. So I found this one, BodyFast, works perfectly. The app is perfect. So what I've been doing is, I'll tell you guys what fast I've been doing. 14 and 10. That's the one. Okay, 14 and 10. It's just manageable for me. So I will start eating at 11 a.m. every morning. So at work, I'll bring like my breakfast in, and I'll stop at 9 p.m. And I don't know, it's been manageable. Before I was trying to do the 16 and 8, but it was a little bit too much for me. Just because some days I eat at weird times, and if I work out after work, it's already a late, night, and then I come home and I need to eat something because I'm not gonna eat at all that day. You know what I mean? It's like 10 o'clock, and then that would, or like it's like 11 o'clock, and that would mean that I can't eat by I don't know, 4 o'clock the next day. It's just insane. So I stopped that. So yeah, I'm using this new one and it's been real good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I was just gonna try to pull it up to tell y'all what's up. Yeah, so 9 p.m. and 11 a.m. I don't know why. Yeah, it doesn't say anything else. But it has a countdown timer when your next one is and just does the job. Obviously, do your research if you try any of these things. I'm not recommending it to anybody. I'm not a doctor, just like I don't recommend cryo, resistance bands, knee braces, ice for icing your knee, and foam rolling. These are just things I experiment with. So if you want to try them too, try them too. I'll be honest with the things that I like and the things that I find work. But yeah, I've liked intermittent fasting. I find I'm not as sluggish in the afternoon. I find I have a lot of energy when I do it. I feel like light because I'm not like overeating. You know, sometimes during the day, you'll just eat just for the sake of eating, just munching. And I find it helped me cut that out. I do obviously munch, but like it's not overindulging, I think. And I'm not using it to lose weight or any of that stuff. I just find it helps my fitness. I don't know. I just feel a lot better when I'm like performing and especially throughout the day. Like I don't feel like I'm crashing like after lunch where I used to feel like that. So I don't know. Terry Crews does it. So I don't know. Must be good because that guy's a monster. Okay. Oh my gosh. That was me dropping my phone. I broke my POC socket. What did I say? POC socket? I can't speak today. I broke my pop socket the other day and I got to buy a new one. I didn't realize how expensive they were. I got one for free and yeah. Kind of sucks. I didn't realize how expensive they were. Okay, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I got nothing else to say. Over the next few weeks and over the next like couple months, there are going to be some awesome guests coming on the podcast. So I'm probably not going to be doing a solo podcast for a while unless there's something that I want to talk about. But yeah, we got some awesome guests coming in. I got like dancers, like teachers, you know what I mean, that are teaching dance, like professionals and stuff like that. Also got marketers, people that are specializing in like product marketing. I got authors coming in. I have musicians coming in, so pop stars, bands and stuff like that, that are like in the top charts right now, and they're emerging artists, which is sweet. Who else do I have? I have artists coming in, like actual visual artists. I have, who else do I have? I have a lot of people coming in that are like, they're going to be fantastic episodes. I'm looking forward to them. They're going to be awesome. And they got like pro networkers, whatever that means. Nah, I'm just joking. That's the thing. That's actually skill, like communicating and networking with people. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I don't even know if they consider themselves a networker. That's not what they do for a living, but I just know this person is just phenomenal at networking. Like they're just next level. Like meeting people, connecting with people, creating a community online, all that sort of stuff. They're really good at that. Like they just, I don't know. I don't even know if it would be called networking. Pro networker. It's going to be a name. I'm going to coin that. Pro networker. But yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. There's a lot of awesome guests coming on. And you guys are going to learn a lot about a lot of different industries. And, you know, some industries might not be for you, but I try to get random topics in on every podcast, get the person to tell stories that can relate to everybody. Because, you know, although every podcast guest might not be, you know, your ideal industry, or something that you're really interested in, I think every guest you can definitely learn something from. You know what I mean? Every guest has interesting stories to tell. And that's obviously why I bring them on. Like, I wouldn't bring people on if I didn't think you guys would benefit from them, or even if I didn't want to talk to somebody about something, I wouldn't bring them on. I bring people on that I'm interested in learning about, you know what I mean? Like talking to, catching up with, all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that's the way to do it. I'm not getting paid to do this. You know what I mean? We're not at that stage in our podcasting relationship to do that. So everybody that you see that comes onto the pod, I select them to come onto the podcast. You know what I mean? They're not bribing me with money, so you don't have to worry about that. So the future guests are going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. We've already had amazing guests on. But yeah, we're growing. Every episode is going to have some awesome new guests. And starting literally this weekend. So I will be posting that next week. And what else do I want to talk about? I think that's it, to be honest. If you guys have anybody cool in your life that's doing something very awesome, that's crushing it in their field, that's like a professional at something, that's that's world class at something, let me know. Hit me up on my email, info@livingthecanadiandream.com, or hit me up on social media at I am Brad Thompson or at Living the Canadian Dream, and then just let me know, and then we will get them on if they're the right fit, because we don't play favorites here. It's facts. That's it. That's all I got to say. Until next time, you're going to have an awesome guest on next episode, so stay tuned for that, and make sure you leave a 5-star review on iTunes if you enjoyed this podcast, because that will help us rank. And then also make sure you check out the blog, check out Living the Canadian Dream for show notes, all that sort of good stuff. If you want to learn more about the guest, about the topic, check that out. And follow me on social media at I am Brad Thompson, and follow Living the Canadian Dream on social media as well at Living the Canadian Dream. You'll be able to find us on Facebook, Instagram. By us, I mean me, because this is my podcast, and I don't know why I'm talking in a third person. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we will see you next time. Peace out.
Living the Canadian Dream.